Hi traders, it's Tom here and welcome in my weekly Forex Forecast. So let's see what we might get in upcoming week. First pair on my workplace is AUDCAD. It's a little bit different way of trading because I will focus here on in the range to trade in the range. As you can see on the weekly chart, price is not going anywhere right now for a couple of weeks. On the weekly chart, it seems to look like a potential uptrend still because we started to have higher highs. We started also have to have higher lows. So there is also EMA crossover. So it's definitely pointing up. However, there is no continuation, and if we look for uh, possible areas of stop, this is the resistance zone right now. So we see confirmation from the previous from the history. If we look for possible trend lines, if I draw the line, you will also see connecting just the spikes. There is a reason that price is holding this zone. So now the question is if price reject this and we'll get another push down, like let's say here, yes, or price will play around, will break, and we'll have possible up move. To get better idea, we can quickly check monthly chart. And as you can see also on the monthly chart, we are above the 36 EMA, but still this area is strong, as you can see, as a resistance. So we will see what price will do. This is what we have right now on the weekly chart, and on the daily it's very visible this range right now. So if you like to trade in the range, this is good opportunity. There is also if we pay attention, trend lines or price almost touched this line here. We stopped here, so right now idea for this pair is to take the longs and target again the previous stops. So if you go to 4-hour chart, we see currently that price is really rejecting this zone. So maybe at some point we'll get breakout and we can try to go and buy this, and this will be this will be whenever price will breaks this, it will be confirmation. We have, of course, middle of the range where we have to pay attention for this zone. As you can see, price like to react here. So ideally it will be still good to see that price is reaching this zone again and have breakout from the bottom, so we have better area of the management. Okay, if you get breakout here, of course keep in mind where you are, where you trade, so you can always lower the risk. Or if price, more aggressive way of trades is that if price reach this zone again, look for entries directly on the level, place the stop loss below the line, and then of course manage position on this and target this zone. So this is what we can do here. Of course, price is stuck between this 4-hour chart trend line and this support from the daily chart. So if you are a scalper or day trader, whenever price reach this zone again, start to reject, you can look for short scenarios to target this level. And the same story, if price reach this level, you can look for possible long scenarios, target this trend line, or aim the next levels. Okay, so this is what we have on the Aussie CAD. Euro yen weekly chart is still pointing up. We expect some retracements back to 36. For now, it looks like a spike, but we still have white candles on the weekly chart, so it's still pushing up. What we have here, price is building a possible long daily 1 to 3. So of course, whenever price starts to break this line, we will be looking to sell to aim weekly levels. Right now, it's still pointing up, so we can look for possible long scenarios whenever price starts to break this trend line here. So whenever price starts to push up, we can look for buys. But as a day trader scenarios, scalper scenarios, we are right now below the 36 EMA where price is making new lower lows. So short scenarios to aim 36. This trend line is also possible as a day trading combination. We had this range here, as you can see, false breakout to look for buys, because our trend line looked like that. Didn't happen. Price started to push down. Right now we have this line, and also price, you see, came out from this range. It's making lower low, currently lower high. So if it stays like that, short scenarios as a day trading, but keep in mind that you trade against the main direction. Price also might to go a little bit higher to retest this line and reject and push lower from this zone. Euro dollar still uptrend, of course, on the weekly time frame. We had the breakout of the 12, which might say that we will get deeper retrace, not even deeper right now, but at least retrace and maybe to this level, support with 36 EMA. Stronger support is lower around this zone. Uh, and if we look for a bigger perspective, of course, the last spike was here, area of the resistance. So now we need to see sometimes price like to make false breakout, will push up again. But right now we have red candles on the weekly chart, which also might indicate that price will make this retracement. Yeah, daily chart is interesting because it's right now making for us daily short 1 to 3 after this trend line breakout, small daily 1 to 3, but everything is in place because we have EMA crossover, new lower lows. It's making right now a lower high with the spike. So if price starts to break our 2 to 3 line, then we can look for short scenarios, target previous bottom. Pay attention only for this area, which is daily level of the support, and you see price reacted here with this double bottom. Yeah, so, and if we see right now, we have like two different scenarios in making. If you look for 4-hour chart, we'll say, hey, we have the long 1 to 3. Okay, yes, we have, but this and we can still use it. The question is how price will react while market open, because we are still on the daily 36 EMA. So this gives us situation that you see this setup is happening below the 36 EMA. I always like to get set up above the 36. So for me, confirmation that price might to go up will be possible next setup here, but it might be late. So now you have two choices, or aggressively you try to go long on the 4-hour chart, place stop loss because weekly is still pointing up, or combinations with lower time frames. Manage your trades on the tops. It's also probably resistance on the 4-hour chart. Uh, and it will be ideally to see that price is struggling here and then break out. But if price breaks 36 CMA, start to push down, then we will have clear idea that it was a false breakout and you can look for sells. Pay attention for this level, and then you have targets from the higher time frames. Yeah? So right now, again, or we look for a very aggressive long scenarios, target previous stops, or if price continues to drop, yes, if we get this, then you wait for the retracement and you try to sell this. So this is what we have on the euro dollar. USDCAD pointing up, of course, we discussed this pair. This is next possible resistance on the weekly. It's pushing up. We are above the 36. So we said that we wait for retracements, ideally back to the 36 trend line on the daily for the swing traders to look for long scenarios again. So this is what we are waiting for. If we look for the bigger perspective of the daily, we are around the resistance zone right now, where price is sitting and is reacting. So maybe we'll get this deeper retracement, and based on that, we can look for short trades against the main direction. It was difficult pair to trade on the lower time frames because we had those ranges. Here we get nice setup to try to catch this up move as a day trading scenario. Definitely on Renko we had setups, but if you see also 5-minute or 15-minute probably would give us entry here. Let's check 15-minute chart. Yeah, here we had the 15-minute. We have trend line breakout, higher high, higher low, entry. You have small trend line here, so stop loss below. So this was opportunity to jump in, entry, stop loss 10 pips too small, at least 15 in this case, plus spread. Price moved up 70, so this was good entry. If you missed the first one like that, then you had another one, confirmation, extension of this line, this entry, stop loss. Okay. So we had this opportunity on the USD CAD as a day trading scenario. Right now you see it's in the range again, so there is not much. Whenever price of course starts to push up again, yeah, then we can look still for long scenarios, target this. But if price starts to break this and push down, yeah, then you can look for short scenarios and target this trend line. So if you look for the 1 hour chart, right now price is sitting on the 4 hour chart trend line, so we don't want to jump in here. We need to wait for breakout, confirmation, retracements, maybe with the potential new line. Then you trade against the main direction. And long scenarios, we need to wait to see, because this is range, so this is a little bit tricky to look for possible longs. Maybe whenever price will start to break this line, you can look for buy scenarios again. USDN, interesting situation also here, because we have on the weekly chart, we have this trend line here. So we are in this big wedge or range, who cares the name. Basically, price you see is making this. So if this is a rejection, now maybe we'll get, move again to this zone. Yes. Right now price is rejecting because it's visible. As you can see, we have spike and now it's pushing down. But let's go to the lower time frames to see more details about this. So if I zoom out, if I just make better angle here, you will see that we have that. So definitely good area to look for bounces, but right now it's making also long daily 1 to 3. So this will be interesting to see what is happening. If we look for the daily trend line, we'll get this line. So we are also squeezed, and we might be squeezed on the daily level, on the daily chart between those two levels. So now it's interesting to see what will happen really. We have this. So we price is making daily long 1 to 3 right now. So we can get bounce and maybe price will move up again to this zone. Okay, so if we get rejection, this is your confirmation to look for short bounce entries to target possible 36 EMA or this level. After breakout, we will have next levels, but this will be your main goal. Or this is just the retest of the 36 and price will still push lower. And if price reach this and start to reject that, you can look for long bounce buy entries to target that. Of course, we don't know yet if price will stay here, because this might be also reaction and continuation. Yes, the question is of course how price will behave. We don't know. Those are the point of interest. There is also support zone here if you want to have more details. Yeah, so this is like a bigger perspective. Short-term perspective is that price is making lower lows, lower highs on the lower time frames. So what we can look for is retracement on the 4-hour chart. Still day trading scenarios, short entries, target previous bottom, support, daily 36 with this trend line. So you see there is a lot of room, like 300 pips of possible move. Yeah, so this is what we can do. Also, if you go to 1-hour chart, price is going up, but if it reject that, you can still look for short scenarios. Well, if price decides to break this, because this also might be situation, you wait for the retracements, you look for buy scenarios and target this. And again, if price reach this, you look for and start to reject, you can try short bounce entries, because there is reason to make it from higher time frame. And last is gold. Gold, of course, strongly pushing up, but we have finally a little bit deeper retracement to the 36 EMA. You see, so sharp up move, sharp down move right now. So yeah, it seems that maybe it will stop. We need to pay attention. I don't have history, but I saw one nice graphic. So you can pay attention if you can go. I think in the 1970, more or less like that, we have around the same levels here. Okay, so if you are able to see the chart from this period of time, I think so, because in my history, it seems that price is making historical highs. But if you go to past, I think we were around $4,000 anyway. So you can check the charts to see how price reacts back then to compare what is happening right now. Anyway, we still, of course, expect this retracement to the at least 36 EMA weekly, 12 EMA with a 36, but it's right now it's we don't know when it's happening. You see, this is daily chart, so it's still strongly pointing up, but we have the first reaction. Okay, so this is something which we can use to look for possible day trading scenarios after retracement. If price, you see, at least this trend line should be broken, at least to look for maybe bigger retracement of the daily. As long as this is holding, I wouldn't expect for bigger retracement, or we'll have just crash. So yeah, so if we have crash, then it's a different story. Okay, but we don't know that. So we also have another line. So we have the two lines, point of interests, where price might to still bounce and still push up and continue. If you go to daily chart, you will see that those two lines are close to the 12 EMA. Anyway, this is how I see this. For now, I wouldn't look for short scenarios here because we are still strongly pointing up. So I would wait for price to maybe play around here, and then after breakout, long scenarios to target previous stop. For me, this is too aggressive. Of course, scalpers, they traders, short scenarios, target this bottom is also possible. Question if price still wants to make that, maybe we'll get that, but still everything's here for our chart. It's still strongly pointing up. It's just one small move in the very powerful uptrend. Okay, so I wouldn't be so sure that okay, right now your price will go down. Very often, also, if whenever we have that such huge moves, price likes to range for a while. So I'm not sure. We can go back to the situation where we also had previous. You see, previously this whole move here in the 2020, where price was also, you see, pushing. This is the weekly chart, you see. So after this huge move up, price on the weekly chart, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, 6 weeks. Price was sitting around the same level. Okay, we can quickly go to the daily chart. We have small trends on the lower time frames. You see, daily chart moved, but it was still, this kind of the range. Of course, it's tradable on the lower time frames, but this is what I'm trying to say, that not exactly price might, or will get crash, yes, or price will play around. We will see. This is what we have for now, so we have to trade what we see now. Just sometimes we can just go back to the history to pay attention to what happened. Thanks a lot, guys. Wish you all great week, and we hear soon. Bye.